Back at the TheJanticJournal today. What we got going on, the engine's pretty much assembled most of the way. I think we saw that in the last video. So what I'm doing now is you see I have a degree wheel on here. And I got a degree wheel for two things, timing the, doing the ignition timing and also checking the cam to make sure everything was good because we had the interference issue with the crank. So what they suggested at Dyno Cams was to check the timing of the cam. And so the way I'm doing that is I have this set up, the timing wheel set up. I already did top dead center with a piston stop method. I'm sure you guys see that or see other videos online. I don't want to bore everyone and make these really long videos with information a lot of us can easily find or already know. So what we got here is a dial indicator on the intake lifter right now. And so what I'm doing is I'm just checking it, watching it rise up all the way and wait until it stops. Pauses a little bit at the top of what I'm checking now is the center line for the cam of the intake lobe. And it rises and stops and it's right about there. It's hard to see it, but if you come in here, it's actually exactly 102 degrees, which is right what we want. The cam sheet said it's 108 degrees, but it's a 6-degree advanced grind. So that's exactly what we want. So that way we know that the cam gear is indexed perfectly on the crankshaft to the camshaft. Everything's good with that. So the next thing we have to check is the interference to make sure we don't have, to make sure the valve isn't getting too close to the piston. Alright, so basically I'm pretty much screwed here. I was checking the piston to valve interference, or clearance rather. And the motor spun freely, but it gets really, really close. The intake so far, I've checked it at the closest point, it was 15 thousandths. 90 is pretty much the minimum. So what I'm doing now is I have the degree wheel hooked up and I'm just checking it periodically. I just wrote it down here, 15 before top dead center, 10, 0, and then to after top dead center to see where it's closest. And then I'm gonna have to do some piston work and do it on the exhaust too. But if you want to see what I'm doing here, I just lining it up. So right now I have it at 15 degrees before top dead center, and I got a dial indicator here and just popping this up, checking how much movement we get. It only has like I only have like 17 thousandths there. So I'm gonna write 5 degrees before top dead center, 17 thousandths. So just keep track of it, and then after I mill the piston down, hopefully we get the minimum 90 thousandths that's required. All right, so after the problems we ran into with the hemi for tonight, we're just going to try to see if we can get maybe the GX clone going. So right now we got it set up a little bit with a timing light, and we're going to try to see if we can get an initial timing on it, see where it's at, and then make an adjustment to get us close to 32. All right,
can I have a marker?
Sure. Ready?
Yep.
Alright, we'll see where that degree's at and go from there.
So we just finished timing the Gx200 motor. A lot of you may be wondering why we had to change it. Reason for that is my flywheel came from factory advanced 28 degrees or somewhere around there. That's what they claim. We tested it, we got about 27 degrees advanced. We had to advance it more. The reason for that is my Mod 2 cam actually runs best at, they suggest 32 degrees advanced timing. So basically all we did was set up the degree wheel, got a baseline, took the flywheel off, set it back about 5 degrees, and according to our measurements, that's where I'm at right now, about 32 degrees advanced. So should be all set to get ready to fire up.
Action. No. Go ahead.
Good?
Yeah.
So as you see, I got the Gx200 mocked up on my frame just to see if it runs. There's definitely going to be a little bit of tuning in the car, but it seems to be running great. It starts up pretty easy. and the motor sounds awesome in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know. From here, I guess I'm gonna finish up my frame, do some carb tuning, and then this bike will pretty much be ready to hit the road. I'm pretty excited. It's a great day. You know what I mean?
Great day at TheJanticJournal.
So we're excited. We're gonna get this done, and we'll get back to you guys. So catch you next time on the Jantic Journal.